X-ray. So first of all, who discovered the X-ray? So X-ray was discovered by a German scientist W.C. Roentgen. He was working in his physics lab on the special discharge tube, that is Crookes tube. When he passed a high voltage current through that Crookes tube, he observed a greenish fluorescent glow in that tube. And when he kept a dark film 9 feet away from that Crookes tube, he observed the same glow on that film as well. So in this way, he discovered the X-ray. He discovered X-ray in 1895 and he got Nobel Prize for the X-ray in 1901. Now let us move towards the characteristics of X-ray. So what do you mean by X-ray, or what is the X-ray? X-ray is basically a flow of energy. So the flow of energy in the form of photons and electromagnetic radiations. So what is the wavelength of this X-ray? So the wavelength of X-ray is 0.121 angstrom units. And the speed of X-ray is equal to the speed of light. So the speed of X-ray is 3 into 10 raised to the power 8 meter per second. Now let us move towards how X-rays are produced and what are the components present in the X-ray machine. This one is a schematic diagram of X-ray machine. So let us move towards the parts, each parts. So this one is our X-ray tube. From here we get the X-ray. From here the X-rays are produced. Then we have a filter. This is the collimator. These are the X-rays. This is our patient. Here we have our cassette. In that cassette contains the film. And between the patient and the cassette, in the yellow color, this one, lies a screen which is called as grid. Okay, so these are the components of the X-ray machine. Now let us see the functions of each of this component and how this component works. The first one is our X-ray tube. It is made up of Pyrex. The outer covering is made up of Pyrex. So what are the components of X-ray tube? So this one, the one in the black, is the vacuumated glass chamber. Now the question arises, why the vacuumated glass chamber? Because X-rays are produced only in vacuum. If you remove the vacuum out of this X-ray, or there is no presence of vacuum, X-rays will not be produced, right? Now in this vacuumated glass chamber, we have two electrodes. So this one is our cathode, and in the blue we have our anode. Okay, so these are two electrodes. Now let us see each of these electrodes in detail. So the first one we have our cathode is first one is, I'll write it down red. So first it is a negatively charged electrode, right? When a high voltage current is passed, when the high voltage current is passed, there is increase in temperature. It is as high as 2000 degree Celsius. As there is increase in temperature, there is emission of electrons, and this increase in temperature causing the emission of electron, that process is called as thermonic emission, right? So in this way we get the emission of electrons. Now these electrons are the negatively charged. The electrons are negatively charged, so obviously it is going to attract towards the positive charge electrodes. So let us move towards the anode. So this electron beams are attracted to the anode. Now let us see about the anode. Anode is a positively charged electrode. I forgot to mention one thing, so let's get a bit back and write it down over here. The cathode is made up of tungsten, right? Tungsten. Now let us move towards the anode. This anode is a positively charged electrode, and it is made up of like two components. So this is, if this is an electrode, it has a center of tungsten, right? And this one is made up of copper. Okay, so it has a nucleus. This one is the nucleus, right? Now what happens? This electrons comes and hits this nucleus, and because of this hitting of electrons and nucleus, and there is interaction between the tungsten and the electron, there is release of X-ray. So there are release of X-ray. So what is the mechanism of release of X-ray we are going to see, but just till now you keep these things in the mind. Okay, so here we are done with the 2 electrodes. Now you got the X-rays. So X-rays are coming out like this. Okay, but since this is a closed and vacuum chamber, the X-rays can't come outside. And if you make a gap between this, if you have a gap between this chamber will not be vacuumed, or this chamber will not be a vacuum. So what you are going to do, can you appreciate the thickness over here? See, this is this thickness, this thickness, this thickness, and this thickness. These are more, and this is a thin one. This thin thickness at the bottom is the target window. It is made up of glass also. It is also made up of glass, and from this target window, X-rays are coming out, or the X-ray escaped